This is the Jeff Akin Show on this Friday, May the 29th. Hi there, I am Jeff Akin. This is Financial Friday on this Friday. That's what happens. Friday, Financial Friday. The reason why I do this is because so many people get paid on Friday. And Friday's a good day to do Financial Friday. And plus, it kind of fits together. So that's a great thing about marketing. It's all got to fit together, doesn't it? Anyway, we're going to be looking at several different stories during this edition of Financial Friday on the Jeff Akin Show. We're going to be looking at the top 75 companies in the state of Arkansas and how much money they actually bring into the state of Arkansas. We'll also talk about some legislative news. The special session happened in Little Rock over the last several days, and they actually did some good things and they did some bad things. And so we'll be talking about those. But first, I want to talk about all the rain. You know, it's been raining for it seems like days and days and days now. The month of May has been the wettest month, both for the state of Texas and the state of Arkansas. A lot of my friends back in Texarkana and that area, man, they've been hit so hard with lots of rain. Matter of fact, you see the radar right there. We got more rain on the way, matter of fact. Dallas-Fort Worth getting some just to the east of Dallas-Fort Worth. You can see parts of Oklahoma, parts of Missouri. All that is moving toward Arkansas. So Arkansas will be hit with more rain today. And it's just one of those situations to where it happens every once in a while. I remember back in 1990, I was in Texarkana and the Red River flooded. I mean, it shut down roads and bridges and things of that nature. Same thing happening now. I just saw some friends of mine on Facebook and how that they had to move to higher ground and their house is in danger of flooding right now. I've got friends down in the Austin area. Bad things happening in Austin. I saw pictures of Houston. I used to live in Houston. And parts of Houston underwater, which is not hard to do. Houston is not that far above sea level, but I mean, just the pictures of flooding is just they're just amazing to take a look at there in the Houston area. And so more rain expected here in the next few days. And but for Texas, it's not a terrible thing though, by the way, because Arkansas has really never had this problem. Arkansas has plenty of water, which my opinion is that is something that the state legislature should really take a look at as far as trying to harness that water and then sell it to other states. I think that'd be a great move for the state legislature to take a look at and to do something about at some point. In particular, individual communities should actually take a hold of their water and be able to sell it to other communities. But state of Texas, not so fortunate when it comes to water. Up until probably earlier this year, Texas was in a severe drought and things were drying up. You look at West Texas, things are horrible in West Texas when it comes to water and the lack thereof. And the parts I'm talking to you about, Austin, the Hill Country, that area, had terrible drought situations and conditions over the last several years. And so, it's a lot of rain at one time, but and it's causing a lot of problems now. But in the future, they'll be happy this rain actually came like it has. How is the flooding affecting farmers in the state of Arkansas? There's an article out today. This is from insurancejournal.com. And the article says that farmers across Arkansas are still weathering a series of spring showers that have flooded fields, smothered crops, and swept away cattle. Since March the 1st, between 12 and 18 inches of rain has fallen across the Arkansas River Basin, according to the National Weather Service in Little Rock. Fort Smith, one of the hardest hit areas, has received 27 inches of rain, which is more than double the typical rain over that period. That's according to the National Weather Service. And the rain's not done. The National Weather Service is saying that Fort Smith could see another 1 to 2 inches before this weekend is over with. Now, many rows of crops near the river have already flooded, which ag experts are predicting lower crop yields and a rough year for farmers. Zach Taylor, Director of Marketing for the Arkansas Agriculture Department, said the flooding has hurt rice, soybean, corn, and other crops statewide. Some of the crops can be replanted, but others cannot. Now, Taylor is saying, quote, this could very well put folks out of business. The flood in Brinkley last year put some guys out of business because they had the bare minimum crop insurance and didn't include flood protection, unquote. Joe Thrash, who farms about 900 acres near Toadsuck, said he lost about a third of his soybean crop and wasn't able to plant any corn this year. High water levels have also damaged about 75 acres of wheat crop. And so this will affect prices at some point. And I really hope it doesn't put these guys out of business because, one, if there's a group of folks in this nation that have not been well taken care of, it's the farmers. Our farmers are, one, the growing number, the number of farmers not growing as it used to. And matter of fact, more and more people are getting out of the farming business because they just can't afford to do it. I've got friends that are farmers down in South Arkansas, and it's a tough go. It really is. And with all the EPA regulations that the federal government's trying to force upon farmers, it makes it even tougher. And so, I'm very much of an advocate to get the EPA out of these people's business and out of everybody's business. Actually, it's an extra constitutional office. It's an agency. It doesn't belong. It doesn't. There's nowhere in the Constitution does it make provisions for the EPA. So we need to get that done away with and finish it out. Excuse me. Other stories on this Financial Friday: home buying is on the rise. Americans signed contracts to buy homes in April at the fastest pace in nearly 9 years, evidence that that steady job growth is strengthening the real estate market. The National Association of Realtors says its seasonally adjusted pending home sales index climbed 3.4% to 112.4% last month. It's the fourth consecutive monthly gain. The index now stands at its highest level since May of 2006. Pending sales. Now, pending sales are a barometer of future purchases, and so the purchases lag about 1 to 2 months behind. Sales increased in the Northeast, Midwest, and South, barely edging upward in the West. You told me a while ago about the Arkansas legislature. Well, they did a couple of, they did one good thing and one really bad thing. All right. So let me start with the good. I'll start with the good first. Both chambers of the Arkansas legislature advanced proposals to move several smaller state agencies into larger ones. Identical bills backed by Governor Asa Hutchinson cleared the House 95-0 and the Senate 33-0 on Wednesday. Under the plan, the Department of Rural Services and the Science and Technology Authority would be merged into the Arkansas Economic Development Commission. Hutchinson also wants to merge the Division of Land Survey into the Geographic Information Office and the Arkansas Building Authority into the Department of Finance and Administration. Hutchinson said that the move would save taxpayers between $10 million and $12 million over the next 5 years by eliminating redundant positions. Okay, so they did that. Now, they still had to vote on each other version of the plan, but it looks like it's going to pass without a problem. So that's going to save taxpayers some money. I can save taxpayers even more money, though. Why do we have those agencies? Let's just get rid of them. What do they do? I mean, we have way too many agencies at the federal level and at the state level. Let's just do away with them. Why do we have them? So anyway, now here's what they did that wasn't so good. And you're not going to be happy. Well, I even back up on this. People who want small government and who are true physical conservatives are not going to be happy about this. People who are just after a buck, people who depend upon the government, which a lot of Arkansans do, unfortunately, then you're going to be extremely happy about this because it just makes sense, doesn't it? All right. An $87 million incentive package aimed at helping attract a defense contract to South Arkansas easily won approval from state lawmakers. The Arkansas House voted 96-0 on Wednesday to issue bonds if Lockheed Martin wins a contract to assemble a tactical vehicle for the Army and Marines at its Camden facility. State officials say they expect nearly 600 new jobs to be created if the Maryland-based company wins the contract. All right, and the Senate passed it as well. Now, here's the thing. That's going to cost taxpayers a lot of money, believe it or not. Now, you may be saying, well, Jeff, shouldn't we be competitive as a state, and shouldn't we try to go out and get these contracts? Not with taxpayer money. Not with taxpayer dollars. Americans for Prosperity Arkansas was against this. They wanted lawmakers to oppose this. Here's what they said, and what they said makes a lot of sense. Here's what they said. It's no secret Arkansas is failing to attract jobs. Between June 2009 and June 2014, Arkansas only added 30,000 jobs, ranking 47th out of 51 in job creation nationally. A root cause of this anemic growth has been less than hospitable business climate. Arkansas currently ranks second in highest sales tax in the nation, has the 10th most burdensome income tax. In fact, the Nonpartisan Tax Foundation ranks Arkansas as the 39th worst business tax climate in the U.S. How much will those jobs cost us as Arkansas taxpayers? I will tell you coming up next. We'll also get into some tax information for you. What seems like a good idea on the surface is not. Anytime you have government involved in trying to create jobs, it never works out for the taxpayer. Oh, but Jeff, look at all the money the state will get. You're not going to see any of it. This is the Jeff Akin Show on this Financial Friday on AR1.tv.
Washington, D.C. is